This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
If 2020 has taught us anything, it's to take nothing for granted. So when you expect hot water and get cold, when you expect the shower to drain and it doesn't, when you turn the furnace on and it won't start, stop freaking and call Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. 1-800-FREAKIN'.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Every once in a while in this program, we like to highlight excellence in broadcasting. And we're going to go across the pond for this one. I'm
disappointed that you didn't do the EIB thing.
Oh, EIB. I guess I should because, he's no longer with us, I suppose. But then again, I don't know. People will hate me for that, so I maybe not.
I just always thought it was funny whenever you do that.
Yeah. That's right. That's where I did get it, of course. But, the idea that, you're doing your job and then all of a sudden the big news comes out. This is almost what happened to me, what happened to this guy in England. A British radio personality learned that his wife was in labor while on the air. The host's name is Sandy, and here he is getting the good news while on the radio.
Yes, I've just had a message from a wife saying, hey, I'm having contractions now, and an ex. She's 9 months and 5 days pregnant now. So I do have some essential travel to get going on her.
Oh, my goodness.
Get out, man. Stop talking. Go.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go.
Yeah. He's got some essential travel. I don't know what that means. I don't know how far away he lives from her or whatever with this job. But, go out there, Sandy.
It's kind of funny that, we have this story, the Super Bowl, was it Van Jefferson, the player for the Rams? His wife went into labor while at the game and had to leave in the third quarter, missing out on the big Super Bowl celebration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that a big fear for you then? Were you worried that at some point?
I was on stage.
You were on stage.
I was on stage doing comedy when Kathy went into contractions during a massive snowstorm, probably 90 minutes from where I was. And
my gosh.
The comedy club dude that booked me, he was like, he went to the owner of this little place and said, we got to go. And they just let the other performers just fill more time. And then the person that was like the agent booker guy just drove me home. Cause he got the call cause, they called him.
Okay.
Because I was on stage and he was like, and he yelled for me. He's like, hey, BJ, he's on the microphone. And I'm like, what the hell? Who's interrupting my act? He's like, your wife's having a baby. You got to go.
Wait, was this Joey or Sarah?
This was Sarah.
Oh, yeah, so she's been the bane of your existence since the beginning.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sarah's like, I don't care what you're doing. It's all about me.
Wouldn't it have been funny, though, if that guy just thought, BJ's bombing. I know his wife's pregnant. Let's just lie to him and tell him it's...
It's very possible because I don't remember doing well that night. I think that was the only applause I got was the people finding out that I was having a baby.
Damn, we have to give him sympathy applause.
Yeah, that might have been the best crowd reaction I ever had in my comedy career.
I don't know about you, Danny, and yours, where you were, but see, I was right next to my wife, thankfully. That was a big fear because I had some stuff planned around the time of when it was close to the due date, some wrestling events. And I remember telling that guy specifically, here's my phone. If my wife is calling, she never calls me. That means something is going down. That means she's water broke, baby time. Get on the microphone, even if I'm in the middle of the match. And I talked to the people I had the matches with. I'm like, hey, if the announcer says something, I'm going to kick you in the ding-ding and pin you. And then I'm getting the hell out. Or you kick me in the ding-ding and pin me. One of us is kicking somebody in the ding-ding and I'm getting the hell out of there. And I'm and I made sure my bag in the back was packed. I'm like, how funny would it have been if I went to the hospital in full wrestling gear?
Amazing.
It's like, it's just go time. Like, but it ended up that we were watching, that really awesome Jennifer Lopez movie about her being a stripper.
Oh, yeah.
Hustlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching that, eating Thai food, and all of a sudden the water broke. And that I'll never forget. Like, that was, and I remember thinking, do you think we can finish the movie, babe? No. Kidding.
Can I bring it on? Can I bring it to go?
We dropped $5 to rent this, and I don't think we're going to be back home in time to finish it. So
I'm going to get that money back.
Like, what do you think, babe?
Is it bad that I'm disappointed you didn't go and change into your wrestling gear to go to the hospital just so you can be like, come on?
She would have loved that.
Yeah, right.
She would have.
Yeah, ours was on a Sunday, so luckily I was home, and we had a tradition of going to Wingstop on Sunday nights.
Great tradition.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And so my ex she was starting to feel like, hey, it may be time, and she's like, I'm going to get wings before I go to the hospital. So we went as she's having contractions, and we ate Wingstop, and I was like, are you good? And she was like, I'm fine. But then we ate wings, and then we went to the hospital, and then she was like, she had always heard like eat before you go to the hospital, because once you get there, you're only going to be able to eat ice chips.
Yeah, it's go time.
Yeah. So it was good. But however, there was like a 16-hour labor, so it wasn't really go time.
Whoa.
But
okay.
It was
I know. It's same with ours. Like, it took forever, and I'm like, we could have finished Hustlers.
Yeah, you really could have.
I did take a giant bite of my Thai food right before we left, because I was like, same thing. I'm like, I don't know when I'm even going to get to eat. Like, I don't know how, I don't know what happens with this. This is my first child. I don't know where I need to be, and what can I dip out to go grab a bite to eat? I don't think so.
Right.
So I just took this giant forkful and my wife's like, you're such a savage. I'm like, I got to get this in me before we get out of here.
Of course.
I want to pass out. What are you talking
First things first. Come on now. I mean, I love the kid to be, but I mean, I got to take care of me.
Right. Pad Thai ain't cheap. So, it is kind of cheap.
Kind of is.
There you go. Well, we got a guy that picked a very interesting place to try and rob a police station. Oh, yeah. Steve's going to tell you about this genius. He's got the Miggs report for you at 6:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Miggs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
When the hot water needs to be hot, when the drain needs to drain, when the toilet needs to flush, you need to do two things. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. On call and there when you need them most. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle, presenting The Roast of Steve Miggs. Live on stage, baby.
Still doing this. You sons of bitches.
Oh, we sold the place out pretty much. I mean, we've got some tickets still available. We opened up. We had to open up more VIP tickets.
And
so
those are already sold out, BJ.
Oh, dang it! Well, all right. Then see,
all that's
definitely doing
left
it.
is literally one seat at a table. Otherwise, I mean, there's general admission tickets as well. So hurry up and get these before they sell out. But a lot of people apparently want to come see me get made fun of. That's very nice. I'm very humbled by all of us.
Had I known this, we would have come up with this idea a long time ago. I just didn't realize people wanted to see you get roasted.
Had I known this, I would have never said I'm unroastable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. You say a lot of things. Men's Room's going to be there. We're all going to be there. Ryan Castle's going to be there. Taryn Daly. Lots of guest roasters, too, man. And live
Craig
music.
Gass.
Oh, yeah. There you go. It's going to be good. Live music from Glenn Cannon and The Damage Done.
I believe Glenn's also going to roast me.
Yeah. Oh, he's one of your best friends. Yeah. He's known you a long time.
Was one of my best friends.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's that.
Kidding.
That's going to happen. I mean, there may be some friendships destroyed at this roast, especially since there'll be some beverages. And Steve's he's going to have a glass of water in one hand and a beverage in another hand. And depending on how the roast goes, Steve will be sober or drunk. And I'm leaning towards drunk because I think people going for the jugular.
Yeah, I don't plan on driving. Let's just say I'm foreshadowing it for myself.
So there are single tickets left, and you can get them by going to KISW.com. It's Friday, April 15th at the Snoqualmie Casino Ballroom. Part of the ticket proceeds going to Smash Seattle. So if you want to see it, the spectacle live, go to KISW.com.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Key Up You All for giving us the Migs Report. And today, enjoy yourself a chocolate-covered peanut. No, it's not an Urban Dictionary thing. Actually, enjoy yourself a peanut with chocolate.
What are you, a goober or something?
That's right, goobers.
Goobers. Yeah, are you kidding me? Those things are awesome.
I feel like they would have done better if they had a different name.
You know what? It's too bad because I think goober's a cool name, but you may be right about that because, I mean, look at the fact that they're tasty and yet I don't really see them much.
Yeah, but what would you call a chocolate-covered peanut at that point?
And goober means peanut anyway, so.
Does?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you just learn that today, Vicky?
No,
or did you always know that?
She's like, duh, BJ.
I double-checked because I know you'd ask, but no, I call my little brother a goober because you're being a little nut. You're being a peanut.
Oh, okay.
Well, look at Wikipedia coming through again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I guess, Choco Nut will not be the name. That was going to be my suggestion.
Choco Nut? Choco Nut's not bad
I like it.
Yeah.
Choco Nuts. Let's get some Choco Nuts. It's also National Clam Chowder Day. Don't put your peanut in the clam chowder. So maybe go to Duke's. That's always my recommendation. They've got an incredible clam chowder, especially in the bread bowl.
Wow, maybe I might have to do that today.
It's a good day for it. Cold outside.
It's cold outside.
Nice warm chowder.
Nice warm chowder. It sounds like a Christmas song we're about to sing here.
All right, let's talk about this guy in New York. He's 28 years old, and he might be the dumbest criminal of all time because, well, he tried to rob a police station.
Okay, he is the dumbest criminal of all time.
And this will come as a giant shock. He wasn't able to pull it off.
Wait, he couldn't rob the police station? I've seen movies. There's a way to get behind you just got to make sure you hide from the cameras, right?
This happened in the Bronx where he went through an open window around 10 in the evening on Wednesday night, and he tried to take some stuff from the head cop's office. Oh. While he tried to do that, of course, somebody spotted him, and they're like, yeah, what are you doing, dude? He tried to run, but he was in a police station, so he wasn't able to get very far because there's other police officers. And they arrested him before he made it out the front door, so the commute was pretty easy for him to get arrested.
I mean, that's where they have all their weapons, the armory. I mean, they got everything they need. It's like their job would be so much easier if the criminals would come to them, and that's exactly what this guy did.
So you think, okay, this guy clearly has probably had some issues in the past.
I would think so.
This is the crazy part. He's had a clean record up until then.
You mean no? What?
I don't know if he lost a bet or if he just decided now's the time to do it, and I'm going 0 to 100. I'm the most aggressive first-time crook ever. I have no idea why.
I really want to know more.
Yeah. I feel like there's like a little mini documentary waiting to be made about this guy.
Not any record at all. They have no record of this guy doing anything bad before this. Wow. And the
28 years old.
First bad thing he does is try, and then he doesn't even go to the evidence lockup. He tries to steal stuff from the head police dude.
Everything about this says bad idea.
Yeah.
And yet he still did it.
Yeah, I want more info. You're right. We need a documentary.
All right, let's talk about one of the greatest human beings of all time, and that is Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Oh, really? Is it because of last night's chicken sandwich?
Well, that is part of it, of course. I have to admit, they show Shaq on the big, on the twins, the two twin big screens, and I got really excited to see Shaquille O'Neal. He's provided so much happiness to us Kraken fans with his Shaq's Chicken Burger. But
yes, he has.
Before I even get to that, Shaq is known as being a very generous and very charitable guy. Like in the past, we talked about how he was at a jewelry store. He saw some guy putting an engagement ring on layaway, and he said, you know what? I'm Shaq, and I'm going to pay for it.
Oh, hey, great impression.
Thank you.
That's really good, yeah.
Stop squeezing my boys, and wow. That's my impression of Shaq.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know you were squeezing your boys, but all right then.
I wasn't. That'd be a weird thing to do all morning long.
Well, you know what, though? I always wondered how you had those dulcet tones. Didn't know it was boy squeezing.
But a lady by the name of Carissa just shared an incredible story about how she was helped out by Shaq, her husband, and their 9 children. She runs an Instagram account called The Collins Kids, which I imagine is about her 9 children. And she got a surprise visit from Shaq. He took her to dinner. And they had some chicken, not at Shaq's Chicken, though. He went to a different place.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of impressive. Like, see, he's not selfish. He's willing to give money to other establishments. Yeah. And then took him to a Mercedes dealership and got the family a 15-passenger van.
Well, that's exactly what they need. I mean,
yeah,
the 9 kids, you need a big vehicle.
And then took them to dinner again, another place, another time, I guess. I don't know. But they went to the greatest place of all time, BJ.
Oh, really? What's that?
The Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome. He took him to the Rainforest Cafe?
Yes.
Oh, man. If you're a kid, I mean, how do you not just jump up and down? And, of course, you have free run of the joint if Shaq's buying.
And he also paid for the dinner of another family that was there.
Wow.
And dropped a $1,000 tip for the waitress.
Dang. And how do we know about this? Because, if it was The Rock,
Carissa
it'd be
shared
all
it.
oh, he did share it. Okay. So
No, not he. She.
Oh, to see, that's the difference. The Rock would have shared it himself, and I don't know how you give his tequila to the kids. I don't know how you do that, but I mean, he would try to sell tequila at the same time. But
I think Shaq then eventually commented on it and just said, "Hey, family first." Like kind of like, "Hey, I'm all about the families," which clearly Shaq rules. And his chicken sandwiches are amazing. And yes, Danny V and I went to the Kraken game.
Good job.
Sure, we could talk about the game, but really,
why would you do that?
Super fun game. Goes to overtime. They end up losing 3-2. I'm sure a goal that Philip Grubauer would like to have back, although it was pretty impressive that the guy even scored from that angle. But man, if you're giving Grubauer a hard time, you got to just shut up. Because the only reason why they were even in overtime was because of his play. He was phenomenal throughout that entire game, especially in the very beginning when it just seemed like the Kraken just wanted to be penalized every chance that they got.
Right?
I mean, it was like the first 10 minutes, I think we were in the box. It was insane and did not give up a goal. And it was thanks to Philip Grubauer. He played phenomenal. It's just unfortunate they ended up losing in overtime. Got a point, so I guess glasses.
That's something.
Silver lining.
Quarter full. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, but dude, I don't know if you've been to a game since the new video opening. Highly recommend. Like we've seen the videos of the new opening where it's like a little bit more like it's overly cinematic. It's over the top and it's pretty badass. But when you're there and you can feel the bass of that sound system, Goosebumps City. It was awesome.
Every hair standing up on your body. You're just like ready to go.
That's cool.
So Danny and I did not take this into account. So we did our usual thing where we show up early, we just hang out at a bar, and then about an hour and a half before game time, we try and buy tickets and hope to get them for the cheap. Well, it was against the Boston Bruins, forgetting that there's always Bostonians or wannabe Bostonians, like we see it at Mariners games, and it's no different than at the Kraken games. Man, oh man, there were a ton of Boston Bruins fans, and I think that kept the prices from going down. I mean, we still got tickets below face value, but not as much as we were hoping.
Yeah.
And how were they? Because Red Sox fans are one thing, but Bruins fans they turned it up a notch.
99% of them were awesome.
Yeah.
The 1% was sitting right across from us.
We almost saw a big fight. And
Dude,
it was awesome.
It was hilarious because we're walking, and as we're going to our seats, I'm like, man, I just hope we're not surrounded by a bunch of D-bag Bruins fans.
Right.
Or even D-bag Kraken fans. Like, I just want to have a good experience. That's the crapshoot of sitting in a section where you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And everything seemed fine. The section was great. We were sitting next to these two nice dudes. One of the guys never been to a hockey game before. He's learning about it from his buddy. And then the Bruins eventually scored to tie the game, but it was a weird goal. So some guys were thinking, like including one of the guys next to us, was thinking that maybe it was a high stick that put it in, and it was, but it was one of our own players, so that didn't matter.
Oh.
So he's like, high stick, and then there's a Bruins fan who's wasted. He's like, shut the F up. And he's like, no, you shut the F up. And then they're like, you want to go? And I'm like, this is happening real fast.
Yeah, you want to go, all right.
And so they're going back, you got nothing, the usual one, the Bruins fans wasted. The guy next to us is just like, he's like, no, I don't want to fight you. He's like, yeah, I thought so. He's like, I don't want to fight you because I don't want to get kicked out of the game. All right, buddy, how about we meet after the game outside?
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, tell us where you're going to be.
Flagpole, 3 p.m.
Wow. That's what it felt like, Brad. Yep. And the guy's like, oh, you got nothing. Why don't you do it now? He's like, I told you, I'm not fighting you here in Client Pledge. I don't want to be videotaped into a fight, and I don't want to get kicked out.
Yep.
So if you want to fight me, let's fight outside after, or let's just go right now. Let's go outside.
Yeah.
And the guy's like,
Yeah. That's a great impression, by the way, of a Bruins fan.
But it calmed down towards the end of the game, which was surprising because I thought the more drunk you get, the more you're ready to fight.
Shockingly, the more drunk this Bruins fan got, the nicer he got.
Yeah!
It just took a while. Sometimes alcohol has that effect on you. It just takes a while to kick in, apparently.
I was convinced there was going to be a fight.
Same.
I was like, we are going to have a fight in our section. It's about to happen.
Wow.
And it didn't.
No. I didn't see any fights happen, actually.
And then we were like, well, our money was on the Kraken guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, he was like 6'6", 300 pounds.
I would have
I put my money on that guy.
He was a big boy.
Fought for that guy of anything.
And the Bruins fan guy was like, Not 6'6", 300 pounds.
There you go.
And of course, he was wearing a Marchand jersey, which is a douchey player on the Bruins. So he's just I'm just giving you a hard time.
Wow,
he is a douchey player on the Bruins.
Brad, he's beloved. How dare
beloved
you?
by no one.
Okay, fine.
But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Of course, we eat Shaq's chicken. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, but you know what? That is the highlight of the night. You've mentioned that many times.
Yeah, we also had some pizza from Ballard Pizza Company.
Oh, okay.
We
There's
did.
a nice little. Was that an appetizer or was that your main course?
That was in between periods 1 and 2 after we ate Shaq's chicken.
Yeah, there we go.
The crazy part is we didn't know where our seats were until we get in. We see it on our phone.
Yep.
When we order, when we get the tickets. Turns out we have to go through like an elevator and we have to show our tickets to get into our section because it's like this fancy pants area.
Oh, look at you.
We had our own private little area with bathrooms.
Yeah, we did.
It was awesome.
Oh, that's nice.
It was the Mount Baker section.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
And we didn't know. We were literally just like, why do we have to take an elevator to our seats? And then they're like, we get there and they're like, let's see your tickets. And they're like, oh, no, you're welcome. And we're like, huh?
Yeah.
How did this happen?
And then, of course, we're like, is everything free in here? He's like, no.
No, it's not.
Wow. Boy, you really made yourselves look like the noobs there.
We were the noobs.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You could have looked like you blended in like you guys were in, you went and asked the F question.
Shout out to Jerry Davis. She met up with us and hooked up Baby Tatum with a Kraken shirt, which I thought was really
cool.
nice. That was awesome. That she hit us up on Twitter and was like, hey, I got something for Tatum. Wanted to give it to her and her husband. Good people, I tell you, BJ.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when someone gives you something that really puts them in the good people zone.
I do want to give a shout out to the band. They have this band perform every so often, and they're up in the little main area where the in arena hosts are, and they're called the D-Lo 3, I think, the Delvin Lamar Organ Trio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, BJ, I think you dig these guys. I'm not saying they were stoned, but they look so baked, and they're just jamming, playing this cool, groovy jazz music. It was awesome. Here, I think Rev's got one of their songs called "Pull Your Pants Up," and just to give you a taste of what they sound like.
Pull your pants up.
Oh yeah. No vocals, just a little. Good.
Chilling.
Yeah, dude, it was perfect.
And where are these guys? Are they were they in your area or special area?
No, they're in the area where they bring the celebrities with the big S logo. It's kind of right by the Space Needle Lounge. It's actually across the arena from us.
But
so
they just hear it through the whole arena.
Oh, they have it piped in, dude.
That's awesome.
I'm like, they do this from time to time. They're almost like the house band.
Yeah.
I'm like, how cool is that? You're playing in front of 18,000 people or so, 16,000 people, and just doing some cool groovy music while you. I'm not saying you were, but you look really stoned.
And it's between periods, so it's kind of like after they do their big contests and whatnot, this band just comes on and they play to while they're doing the ice. It's great.
They are so good, and it's just good because it's got great background music.
Yeah.
You just want to go.
Interesting for a hockey game. It's an interesting choice. I wonder if anybody else in the NHL's got this kind of background. It's pretty awesome.
I don't know if they do, but it was perfect. Because it wasn't it wasn't overbearing, so you're not like, oh my gosh, this is too much. It was just good vibe music, just kind of good to talk to your friends and just have some drinks and and enjoy some sweet tunes.
So maybe the tunes somehow calmed that Bruins fan. Maybe there's something psychological about this.
That, or maybe the more drunk you got, the less ability to move and talk you had. I'm trying to think of what other highlights from the game. There was in between periods. They do a great thing with the projection screen. They have a giant track on the ice, and they have two people racing on tricycles.
Oh, that's awesome.
For 2 tickets to anywhere in the world that Alaska Airlines flies.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. One guy seemed
flies to a lot of places.
Yeah.
One guy seemed like he really wanted a trip. The other guy, I think he was just scared to be pedaling on the ice.
Yep.
That would be me.
Oh, green dude crushed it. I was rooting for him the whole time.
He was. Steve was the minute they started, he's like, go green! And then he just dominated.
It was awesome, dude.
Look at you, man. You're picking the winner.
Also, shout out to Kevin and Kate, who were sitting in our section. We had pizza with them. Kate's a big listener, and she was
she rocked.
Yeah, she was
Kate.
I'm fangirling over you guys, and we're like, why? We're just eating pizza.
And I'm like, don't you know who I am? Buy me another pepperoni.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And then he body slammed her.
Oh, really? I'm surprised. This time
Kevin wasn't happy with me. Sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to body slam your wife.
Yeah, whoops, that happens sometimes.
You guys took it in stride.
You guys were hating me with my theory, weren't you?
Dude, I even look at Danny, I'm like, I want nothing more than, A, the happiness of knowing that the Kraken won, but even more importantly, the happiness of knowing that BJ's theory is wrong. And it wasn't.
Damn it. Doesn't, but now that you have it in your head, you know what? You get either a sense of dread or a sense of joy when you have that theory in your head. Because, you know, even if your team is down, but you score that third goal, the third overall goal of the game, you go, we have a chance. But that didn't work out that way.
So I want to know, did you guys visit hockey's #1 fan with all the jerseys in Section 7?
That's right.
We did not.
You didn't go to Section 7?
Honestly, once we got into our little section where it was such a process just to get there, I didn't feel like leaving. We had our own bathroom. We had our own food. We didn't need to go anywhere.
I don't want to take the elevator anymore.
It's like it's kind of like the Terrace Club reminds me of a little bit at T-Mobile.
Yeah, minus the free stuff.
Yeah.
No, the Terrace Club isn't free either.
Oh, the Diamond Club.
The Diamond Club. The Terrace Club is where they have their own stuff and their own restaurants and their own bathrooms. It's a lot less crazy, but yeah, you still got to pay at the Terrace Club.
And more importantly, after the game and the post-game show, myself and Danny became television stars, BJ.
Yeah, we did.
You did?
Take it away, Rev.
All right, folks, we were curious where you were cheering on the Kraken tonight. Hopefully you use the hashtag #WhereIRoot and let us know, like BJ and Mix here. Let's go Kraken. Some good-looking gear right there.
Dude, when I first heard that, I thought she was going to say some good-looking guys. I'm like, yes, what's up, Angie?
Wow.
We are good-looking guys. I'm glad you recognize that. No, good-looking
Thank
gear.
you, Angie. That is awesome. You guys get recognized.
But she made it sound like it was like we were BJ and Miggs.
Yeah, I know.
And Danny, you're BJ, I guess. Or I can do BJ.
All right. You know what, Danny? You can stand in for me. You look a lot younger, and look, you can't be any uglier, so you go for it.
I know
That's the sweetest thing you've ever said to Danny.
I wonder how many people were watching that like, that's BJ?
Yeah, he looks alive. Really good. I say he looks like a serial killer. He looks just like a pop punk guy.
That guy just turned 60? Wow.
What's the secret? Yeah. So it's a Danny at pizza at a Kraken game. Shocker. Yeah, from Aaron and Everett.
Yeah,
we chose the pizza this time over the mac and cheese.
That was the wife and I were
tough call.
The wife and I were deciding. It's like, what is Steve gonna eat tonight? Mm-hmm. We figured a pretzel, the Beechers, and of course the Shacks. But you went with pizza.
And at one point, I even looked at Danny and go, I feel like we're eating healthier than the last time. We didn't get the mac and cheese. We got a pizza. I feel like that's a lot less in calories.
Oh, you're right. Well, yeah, you had. There might have been a vegetable on there.
Yeah. Well,
not on mine.
Oh, I had mushrooms. We're good.
Did Steve, did you have any tomato? You had a little tomato on there, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so there you go. You know, macaroni and cheese doesn't have that.
And the Shaq's Kraken Burger is back, so that was awesome. Yeah, with the cream cheese and the buffalo sauce.
Oh, man.
And Danny brought up a very good point of why we think Shaq's Chicken is the dominant chicken when it comes to chicken sandwiches.
Oh, really?
They're not a fast food place that you can go to outside of Climate Pledge, but maybe one day they will be. And what was that theory?
It's so when you go to like the fast food places, they're very fried chickeny, so like very like thick breading. Whereas like Shaq's is almost it's still like fried, but it's almost like a grilled chicken. So it's not as bready, and it lets the flavor of the chicken just go through.
It's not like annoyingly crunchy,
right?
Like there's really no like massive crunch to it, but it's just enough.
Yeah, just enough.
Oh, all right. You got me really wanting to have some Shaq's Chicken.
You need to try it.
You really do need to try it. Sounders won yesterday in some game that I don't even know what it meant, but they won big.
It's the Champions League, and they won 5-0 against Montigua.
What does it count for? Anything?
So every MLS team gets a chance. The best MLS teams get a chance to compete in this championship, and it's just another cup that they win. And it doesn't have anything to do with the MLS regular season, which also starts on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a good game, though.
Good luck Sounders this weekend. Kraken play on Sunday, I think, against the San Jose Sharks. Both teams suck, so we'll see what happens with that. I think they're like on like a 7-game losing streak or something, and we're on like a 6-game losing streak. So the powerhouses will collide. Good luck to the Seawolves. They're playing this weekend. So you're wearing a Seawolves shirt there, BJ?
That's representing Rucky.
Yeah, Rucky texted us at Seattle on Saturday. The 3-0 Seattle Seawolves take on the 3-0 Austin at home at 5 p.m. The last two undefeated teams in the Western Conference.
Something's got to give.
Yeah, it's going to be Austin.
All right. I got no problem with that.
Yeah, that's all I got. I mean,
I'm not going to get in your face about that one.
As far as weather, 46 degrees, going to be sunny today. That's the Mix Report, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve, he got this one wrong.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. portrayed his father, Ice Cube, in which 2015 biopic?
Boys in the Hood.
No.
Oh. Crap. I don't even know then. NWA.
No.
Hanging out with Dad on the movie scene.
No.
That sounds like a great title for a movie.
The movie Sing.
The correct answer we're looking for is Straight Outta Compton. Call in now for a shot at beating Steve. 206-421-ROCK. We'll play Beat Miggs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.